Hey everyone, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. This is some practice footage I have leading up to my very next race, so I wanted to make a video. Y'all like karting videos, I like to make them, so how about a karting video? So right here I am sliding the cart back and forth trying to get some heat built into the tires so it'll give me more grip. And for those of you that are new to karting or specifically want to get into karting, I'm going to try to explain what's going on. That way you have a better understanding of what you're watching. So this first out lap, the engine's been warmed up on the stand. This first out lap, I'm about 50 to 70% of my regular speed. I'm just warming the cart up, making sure the tires are warm, the brakes are warm, and the cart's running okay. So right here, I come into the pits before I finish my first lap. And the reason I came into the pits was because prior to going out the first session, I was working on my cart. I took my right rear wheel off, and I wasn't sure if I tightened it back up all the way. So I'm going to jump out of the cart, run over to where my tools are, grab my socket, and I'm going to check each one of the little lug nuts or the nuts on the right rear wheel. There's 3 of them. I usually take them on and off with the impact, but I always manually check them just to make sure that they're tight. I had a wheel, a right rear actually, come loose on me once. Luckily it didn't come off the cart, but it got loose because I forgot to tighten up the lug nuts, or I didn't tighten them up all the way, or the nuts all the way. And it ended up damaging that wheel. I had to throw that wheel away. And it also damaged the hub too, so it was just an expensive mistake. Plus it's dangerous too. You're going 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. You kind of want 4 wheels instead of 3, because if 3 worked better, they would have just built them with 3. So there's 4 for a reason. I like to keep 4 on there at all times if possible. So we're good to go. Go back out on track. I look to the left 1, 2, 3 times. Make sure it's clear. Get back on track, and we're going to get our practice day started. All right, so I'm coming up on a little bit of a slower driver, and he sees me. He's going to want to slow down, and unfortunately kind of slows down at a bad part of the track there. Probably would have been better if he had just kept his momentum going and just maybe slowly backed off a little further down track, but nothing happened, so not a big deal. All right, so here's the difference between a shifter kart who's coming up on me and a 100cc kart. Check out the speed difference. Towards the end of the straight here, I'm doing probably 62, 63 miles an hour, somewhere in there. He's doing 80 miles an hour, give or take a few. And I'm going to follow him here so you can see that on the turns I can keep up with them. It's just on the straightaways where the shifter kart will pull away from me. I used to have a shifter kart, and they're a lot of fun to drive. The acceleration is just crazy. A shifter kart, if you don't know, it's a manual 6-speed kart. You have to manually shift the gears. It's a 125cc. I think just a little rocket, and it's super fast. I get super thirsty for gas and tires, loves to go through tires, but it is so fast, and it's a lot of work to actually drive one. You get very tired. I can only drive one for a few laps before I had to slow down and catch my breath, compared to my kart, which I love my kart, but man, that thing's on another level. Here's another shifter kart, and Roger is the guy behind me in this one. Now, you can't tell because he's wearing his karting stuff, but Roger is 68 years old. That's right, you heard me correctly, 6'8". He's out here racing with us, driving. Super nice guy. His grandson's super cool as well. Really cool family, and you'll see Roger just zoom by in a shifter kart. I'm gonna try to keep up with him a little bit, but yeah, it's good to see someone like Roger out here in his later 60s, out here enjoying the sport. And I need to make a video about him and talk about him some more, because he's definitely a unique person. But yeah, he sets the bar for us pretty high, and sets a good example for us that we can keep doing this, and age is just, like I said, just a number. All right, so second session, I am behind Justin here. We are both on used tires. This is my 3rd weekend with the tires. We got 2 races on mine plus this weekend, and Justin fished some tires out of the bin, so I don't know what he has, but I know they're not very good tires, so he struggled with grip, but that's okay. We're out here just practicing. Just trying to improve. We're not trying to, race each other or anything like that. And I'm also kind of watching his lines a little bit because there's some parts of the track where he's faster than me, and some parts where I'm faster than him. So I'm trying to get just some information as well by just following him. But I really enjoy just kind of following another driver. It's just a lot of fun. And you got to be careful too. I mean, we're real close to each other, but it's a lot of fun. And we're just out here just practicing, trying to get better, trying to get faster. And the only way you do it is by just driving more. Sometimes, you know, watching GoPro footage, you see me right there, just all it takes is a little flick of the wrist on the steering wheel and those carts will react. You don't have to turn them very much to get them to turn, but driving these carts, a lot of it's a feel thing, and you only get that by being in the cart. All right, so this is Derry here, and I kind of caught him fast, so I figured something was wrong with this cart. I want you to focus on the back wheels, each one, pick one. I'm going to zoom in here in a second and look for a wobble right there. See if you, I don't know if you can tell if there's a wobble or not. They forgot to tighten up the lug nuts on his wheels. They're loose. So you see him put his hand up, and then he does something good there. He puts his hand up, doesn't slow down completely, gets in a safe spot, and then slows down. That was really good on his part. I like that. Yeah, so they forgot to tighten up the wheels, and it damages the wheels, unfortunately. But I mean, again, I did the same thing. It happened to me as well, so that was unfortunate. Anyways, I want you to focus on the right-hand side. Look at that Carter just coming out of the pits. He zooms right onto the track. I wasn't a big fan of that move. I thought it was pretty dangerous. He's on cold tires. Watch this. Skates right up the track into Chris and his 206. That's a DD2 driver. And you'll see him slide out again, and I easily just go underneath him because my tires are nice and hot and sticky, and his are, I don't know if the tire conditions are good or not, but the condition of the tires are good or not, but I know they're cold, so he doesn't have hardly any grip right now. All right, so we'll fast forward a little bit. I'm behind David there, and I know that driver's behind me and he's going to want to pass. I'm not going to pass David. I'm just going to signal in that I'm not. He can go inside him if he wants. He kind of comes in real last minute, sort of, and skates up the track, still on cold tires, and almost takes David out. Luckily, nothing really happened, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, that was a little bit of an interesting 2 laps there. And David in front of me, he's a new karter. He's out here trying to learn. Super nice guy. Trying to help him as much as we can. I passed him here. He's having a little bit of a problem with his cart mechanically, like engine-wise, I think. This wasn't tuned correctly. I'm trying to tell him to follow me. I didn't realize Justin was there. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to crank up the engine sound and just let you take a couple of laps just with the normal sounds. I know y'all are dying to hear me start talking again, so here I am at your service, narrating again. So here I'm just pushing Justin. I don't want to just pass him. I'm trying to get some good footage actually. And like I said, I enjoy just following another driver. And you got to be careful though, because like right here, if he hits those tires on the left, if he hits them, I'm going to hit him. And then coming into the chicane here on the left-hand side, you'll see some tires. It's going to be a right-hander and then tires on the left. If he hits those tires, it's going to be a pretty bad wreck as well. So you have to have a pretty fair amount of trust into the person you're following. And I trust Justin. I've driven him a lot. He trusts me. We know each other's tendencies, and I know he's not going to do anything stupid or reckless, and he can be trusted. If he messes up, which of course is possible because we're all human, you know, it's definitely an accident, a mistake, but he hasn't made one yet since I've been following him. So it's just a lot of fun to drive with someone that you have confidence in, and they have confidence in you, and you just work together and just we're having a good time here. It's just fun. Yeah, we are practicing, but you know, it's this is the part of karting that I really like. And it's constant just watching him and making sure, even though, like I said, I trust him. I mean, something could happen. I don't want to run into the back of him and wreck him out either. So I have to watch when I, you know, brake and stuff like that. So we come in for this session. Here is the last session of the day. You can see towards the end of the day, long shadows. This is a different driver in a 100cc kart, I believe, that I am behind. And I don't know this driver, so I'm not real familiar with him. So going from, you know, Justin, who I do know, to this person, I don't know him. I'm just trying to gauge right now. I'm just being careful. I know he's sliding around a little bit, but he's, you know, controlling the kart. He's probably on some pretty worn tires, so I'm definitely trying to stay with him, but I'm also giving him enough space in case something happens. I kind of roll off the throttle early there, you can kind of tell. But he seems to be keeping it together pretty well. So I just want to come in here and get some footage. You can see the distance towards the right, thunderstorm kind of forming. Those are pretty cool in Texas. Just a cool thunderstorm. And he pulls over there, lets me go around him. And session's close to being over. Got a lot of good practice in this day. I think I did total like 5 sessions, something like that. Each session lasts roughly 10 minutes, somewhere in there, kind of depends. There weren't a lot of people at the facility kind of this late in the day on this particular day, so we're kind of able to have a little bit more track time if we want to, which is nice. Alright, so I'm bringing it in for last time for the day. I'm gonna put my tools up, get everything put away, and head home. Yeah, it's a practice day, for me at least. I hope you enjoyed it. I always appreciate you watching the videos, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.